So there are a lot of people out there who really don't understand what high tier fiend versus goddamn fucking classmate gameplay looks like, alright? And I just wanted to show you guys how insane this stuff can be in last year. Because a lot of people usually play with randoms or they play with people who are brand new to the game. And you have a lot of dream teams out there who are just kind of like, yeah, I beat on this new fiend once and classmate is super easy. Or like, you know, you have a fiend who like crushed some team that barely knew what in God's name they were doing. So they were just like, yo, man, like, I am super good. I am God's gift to the world. And it's like, bruh, you have no idea. Like, look at this, all right? We're about to show you a game on Gym here where I go up against Beifu, Spud Bar, Discount Connor, Sad Coffee, and I think the last guy is Supreme Leader Man. I forgot his name, but he's like I think he's a Korean streamer. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I just want to show you guys, like, basically high-level plays and how they work later on here in last year. As you can see, I start out with Strangler as I usually do. And for a lot of people, Strangler is super OP, and don't get me wrong, like, Strangler is super powerful against unorganized teams. If you're not careful with what you do, the Strangler is basically going to eat you alive. But long story short, there's a few things you just got to be aware of if you're playing as classmate or fiend, and that's basically body blocking. As you can see here, I tried to kill Supreme Leader, but they did a good job at, you know, putting themselves in between me and him up until this point. So I managed to get a kill off simply because Supreme kind of ran off by himself, and his Supreme Secret Man, excuse me. So, you know, we spawn over here. We grab these two. As you kind of notice, we're only getting like a hold of the randoms. I don't know if they came in as a full like dream team, but it looks pretty good. As you can see here, Beifu pops the adrenaline. Spudbar and Beifu are playing the two assaults. They get helmets because they know that my damage as Strangler is pretty weak, and they're basically going to be able to tank me and kill me, while Sad Coffee is basically teabagging me for some reason, a Lamau. And they put me down, and they immediately rush for scrap while they're pushing the objective. This is what an organized classmate team looks like, alright? A lot of people usually make the mistake of either just pushing the objective or just all of them going for saves for some reason, and I have no idea why. But look, this is what happens when you have like organization and communication going on in your group. So I spawn as Giant here. I try to get the grab off of my boy over here. Unfortunately, he doesn't get caught in the trap, and I was too slow to get the goddamn ambush spot, but it's fine. So I run around, try placing some traps to hopefully gas somebody, but luckily, or unluckily, I guess, these guys usually know how to deal with these sorts of traps. They don't really go for scrap when they're by themselves, which is always a smart move, because if you ever do that, it's usually a death sentence. Unless you're a scout and you know for dang sure that the fiend is nowhere near you. They're doing a very good job at keeping their distance because they know that classmates are much faster than the fiend, so they're able to basically kite you and poke you. And I decide to do the toss here in order to prevent the fuel from going in, but unfortunately that's really not going to be enough. Even though I win this engagement and get one kill against Beifu, I immediately think to myself that due to how long the kill animations are going to take, obviously somebody's going to be on the objective. Luckily, they weren't, though. They could have probably got a free gas of how long that giant animation is, but they didn't get it. So I try to grab Supreme here and get a kill off. Unfortunately, I do for him, because he got body blocked there by his own team as they were scrambling around him like ants trying to body block me. And then Spudbar takes advantage of the fact that I have animations, and they're all getting bats now so they can go in for the beatdown, and voila, they easily secure a kill on the giant. It's at this point they get the first fuel in, and they begin to start running around, getting the saves, getting scrap as usual. That's something I can't, like, push enough, alright? If you're playing Classmate, you gotta be doing stuff at all times, especially if you're going up against a good fiend. And a good fiend will know how to take advantage of your missteps, and also how to keep pressure on you 24/7. Because if you don't feel like that at any second you're going to die, the fiend's playing wrong. Simple as that. So as you can see here, they're all gathered up in their group here. Why the hell did I go Strangler? I don't know, because they both have helmets, and I'm kind of memeing it up right now. I'm trying to focus Beifu. Unfortunately, the medic knows what they're doing, and I try to go for my chain there to secure a kill, but the medic got in my way, and I ended up grabbing him instead. And then here, as you can see, I'm being blocked pretty hard. Discount, luckily, though, was low on health because he took too many hits and he decided to stay behind because he was healing. That allowed us to get a free down and kill there. We also got a gas at the end here. Try running up to get a few hits off on Supreme Secret, but unfortunately he's too fast, and as you can see here, they throw themselves in front of me, the body block, and bada bing, bada boom. It's that easy. That's how you counter Strangler. You body block with your assaults when they have helmets, and you just beat them down into smithereens. I also play Strangler a little weird with the fact that I usually prefer to run in and play him rather aggressively. Because if you get a few hits off, I think 2 or 3 with Strangler, and you land a pretty decent chain, you can usually secure a kill that easy. So I see Beifu is going off by himself up here. So I'm like, you know what? Let's try to get Beifu, because I know he likes to scrap rush. Unfortunately, though, he does not go for any of the traps I placed and decides to start crafting instead, which really hurt me on a spiritual level. So I'm like, okay, obviously I need to start putting pressure in here. Spawn around the corner, Goliath charged a medic, go Lamau, try to get him in the corner. Unfortunately, he landed weird, he manages to get out, and I'm like, screw this, I don't want to die, and then they end up teching my goddamn trapdoor to prevent me from escaping. So we get into a fight here that was not worth. They literally took almost all of my health. So I decided to jump down, a few people follow after, and I get the grab off the medic, get the hit. Unfortunately, that's a dumb glitch. Lamau, secure the kill. Call it Gucci. And then spawn up. I only have 20 health though, so I kind of realize at this point that trying to engage them any further is going to be a dumb idea. So I try to get one ambush off, but these are good classmates, they know where all the spots are, so that's not going to work, so I just say fuck it, and I charge into them, trying to get something here. And bada bing, bada boom. At least they had to waste a proxy, but they got the kill. Another thing when you're playing Fiend is you always want to make sure that you're checking all the classmates to make sure that you know exactly what they're doing at all times so you can be prepared for whatever they got. Right there, you can see Beifu is always collecting scrap whenever the Fiend dies because he wants to make sure that he's always at full scrap so he can build whatever he needs to fit the situation, which for Assault is usually a helmet because that'll allow you to tank a few hits. I decided to go Slasher here in order to put up more of a fight. Once again, they try to body block me, and they fail there, luckily. Spudbar was waiting right around that corner because he knew I was going to spawn there, and he was just going to be able to come out and try to, like, linebacker me, essentially, from getting the objective done. As you can see here, they activated their spell, but I'm trying to back up into the trap so they can't just swarm me. That's one thing you got to watch out for. The Assaults swarm you as a Fiend, they're going to take a good chunk of your health. Take out the turret here, see the proxy, run into it anyway because I'm trying to get this guy, as dumb of an idea as it was, because I didn't want him to take out all my traps, and I also wanted to push him out of here so I can secure it better. And then of course try to go for the ambush, but it just doesn't work. One thing that kind of made me sad though was in another game I had, or maybe it was this one, I guess we'll see later. Somebody literally walked into the circle, but they didn't get highlighted as red, so I wasn't able to get the ambush, and it made me like a real sad boy, but it's fine. And here we go. We got our boy coming in. I can see he has a taser, so I know he's trying to take out my cleave, so I just used my cleave immediately. Unfortunately, it didn't matter, because the second I was stunned, they just came in and put on the damage. Once again, as you can see, scrapping up. I can't push this enough, guys. Classmates need to split push every time the Fiend dies. And then you see Beifu coming in with the gas. Easy peasy. So then you get the giants. We storm down there trying to prevent a meme from happening here. Throw him into Beifu to prevent the objective. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter. They just have the swarm on me here. And plus turrets, it's never good. Get a few hits off. Try to weaken them all down a little bit so they have to heal up and take a little bit more time. But I'm not able to secure a kill on these guys because they know exactly when to retreat. And that's the hard thing about facing their team. They know how to body block you and retreat. So trying to secure a kill on one of them is pretty painful unless you're able to basically whittle them all down or get lucky with their disorganization and the chaos, which rarely if ever happens, but it does happen. You just gotta like hope for the best though. Unfortunately, I get hit by the proxy there. Supreme has taken me down quite a bit. I try to get a few hits off on Spud Bar and try to push him into a trap, but I'm not able to get around enough and he just downs me. And while that was all happening, Beifu was grabbing the objective during that engagement so they could get it in quicker. You can't see it because of my overlay. I really need to fix that one of these days, but they're currently at like 5:59, and they're kind of strapped on time here, so they're definitely trying their best to push that lift, and they're also trying to get scrap. So they go in. I decide to go Slasher because we're gonna have to jump on that lift. And a lot of people will tell you that, you know, quote-unquote camping the objective as Fiend is bullshit. But, I mean, the devs have said it themselves in a number of streams that the goal of the Fiend is to slow the game down and to essentially, you know, just make life hell for the classmates. So in a case like this, a good, like, classmate team knows how to counter that. It's not hard either. I mean, once you get scrap by rushing and you have all the items you need, you can essentially just down somebody, like, easily if they're playing Fiend. There's plenty of dev streams out there where you see people just get beat down with acid or fire pipes and techs placing their turrets and well-placed pipe bombs, and this is pretty much what happens when that happens. So as Slasher here, I'm basically staying on the stairs because I don't want them to get up. And I know that if they try to engage me one-on-one, they'll have to do it one-on-one unless I give them enough room to get around me. Once again, getting surrounded as a Fiend, especially a Spider or Strangler, is an automatic death sentence. For the other Fiends, it's not so much, but it's still not a good place to be as they can quickly whittle down your health. As you can see here, they don't want to engage me because they know that if they try to engage me here, then it's going to be a death sentence. Luckily, Sad messes up with the pipe bomb there and I managed to secure a kill. But unfortunately, because I did that, they managed to take the high ground. Think of this like Star Wars. And now, as you can see here, they're able to swarm me. And even though I get up, they're still able to get on top of the lift and they manage to take advantage and they get around and they beat me down. And once again, right after, Beifu has a helmet ready because he knows that whatever comes next after Slasher is probably going to be Giant or, you know, Strangler because they know how I play. And long story short, helmets are very effective against those characters, mostly because it allows a few more hits from them before they can do any real damage to you. So I go Strangler because I think to myself, big brain play time. I'm going to try to pull somebody into the goddamn trap and secure the goddamn ambush spot. But I go for Spud Bar over here just to take off his helmet. Really weird glitch at the moment though, where your chain just kind of fades into the wall or whatever you're pulling them on. And as you can see here, they're automatically trying to get me, so I just jumped down. I should have went Giant here, but I was trying to save Giant for the end game. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well for me, as you'll see here. So you jump up here, just chilling. Once again, they're all getting ready. And I thought I had a good play going here, but unfortunately I didn't. I tried to camp the lift here. We got about 3 minutes left in the game. They're going for scrap in the final save. So I go over there, just seeing if I can get somebody easily before, you know, they head up to the final end game here. My commentary is 0 out of 10. Please, for the love of God, just send memes. Also, by the way, guys, if you like the gameplay, if you like the commentary, Don't forget to leave a subscribe, bro, and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheRedHeadGamer. As you can see, all my socials are up top on the overlay. Hey, Lamau, bro. But, we go in. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for us here. I tried to pull pro play by pulling that guy into the trap and into the ambush spot. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So I grab Discount over here, throw him off because they're all up here, secure a kill. At this point, I kind of realized by the time they all get to the high ground, I need to secure as many kills as I possibly can. So I take out Discount in order to make it a 4-man. And they just keep on going. So I spawn around the corner because nobody ever expects you to spawn on the other side of the goddamn gate. I throw Supreme off into the depths below. And I try to get them here, but unfortunately they're managing to get on the corner and break some traps. And I realized they're gonna kill me, so I didn't want to lose my second kill, so I just jumped down and secured here. And bada bing, bada boom. By the time this kill animation is over though, they're already to the end game. So yeah, that's high-level classmate and fiend gameplay, I guess, guys. YOLO YOLO. I could have done better in this game. I made some mistakes, but, you know, it's Beifu's dream team, man. Ain't much you can do except scratch your goatee, and just remember, kids, hashtag give Nick a goatee. Love you guys. See you later.